who have come here to listen to me. And a special thanks to Eric for giving me a second lease in this session. And my name is Indira Krishnan. I'm here. If I'm not a storyteller, I wouldn't be here. So I tell stories to mostly for children because I like the way they respond and react, and sort of one-to-one we talk and all that. So I'm not blaming the adults, but I like telling stories to adults also. So today's story, it has been mentioned that it is an original fictional story. I'm afraid it's not that. It's not a fictional story. It is. It's something that happened, especially the second part of it. Very few years ago, it happened. So, what category you put my story into, that you'll decide. I'll start with the story. Two occurrences, two happenings, widely apart in time and place, yet startlingly similar, with both having a universal message which holds for all times, for all people, especially now during the pandemic. We have to remember those messages which will come through the story. So let's go back to ancient India and meet a guru. A guru is a teacher, a very special teacher, very well informed, very learned, very knowledgeable, and he has a very small group of students so that each one of them gets individual attention. And by the time it's kind of a boarding school, it's called a Gurukulam. By the time they leave the Gurukulam, they are young men ready to face the world, where having learned everything from the Guru. So now at this point of time when a story begins, there are 4 students who are passing out of the Gurukulam. They've had all their education, they are going to leave. So they pay their respects to the teacher and they are about to leave when the Guru says, wait, one last activity. What last activity? Nothing much, but you just do this and then you can go back. To each one of them, he gave a little casket. This is just a dabba, but he called it a casket because caskets are usually very precious. So he meant it's a very precious box, and each one was given one. And he said, take this to the other side of the village where my counterpart, another guru, is in the Gurukulam. Just give it to him and come back. That's all. But you have to be very careful with it. No dropping it. No playing the fool on the way. Just concentrate on this casket and take it very carefully. So they started. Then he said, wait, one more condition. You are not to open the casket. It's easily openable. It opens. But he told them, don't open it. Whatever he is put inside, he said, is very precious. Only the Guru can open it. So be very careful. So the students went and gave it to that Guru, and they were about to turn back. The Guru said, wait. And he started opening the casket one by one. First one, he opened a blue butterfly, a beautiful blue butterfly flew out of the casket. He put it away, took up the second one and opened it. A majestic moth flew out of it. He put it away. The students were watching. He took up the third one and he opened it. A silvery, delicate dragonfly flew out of it. And now the last casket, when he opened, nothing flew out of it. It was empty. That's it. So the students didn't know what to say. They were, and the Guru also didn't tell them anything. He said, now you can go back. So they rushed back to their own Guru And they reported what happened. The Guru listened carefully and then he said, the first three of you, the butterfly, the moth, and the dragonfly, those three students who had these three caskets, they have graduated, they may go. But he detained the fourth one. He said, you're not yet mature, you need some more training, which I will give you, and then only you can leave the Gurukulam. Now, I'm sure you would have all guessed what is the training he missed. What is it that he was not up to the mark? We'll discuss it later after doing the second part. Now, second part, we come to modern times, second half of the 20th century, say around about 1970 at Stanford University. There was a very famous psychologist, Walter Welch, I think, Walter Melch. I tell you the right word. Now, this psychologist, he wanted to do an experiment with children. He got hold of, from that same university campus, they had a school. So he got about 40 students from the campus, all primary children. And he worked with them. And then when the thing was over, the workshop was over, he gave them a reward each. What did he give them? A marshmallow. Children love marshmallow. They can't resist it. Immediately they wanted to eat it up. But he said, wait, you have an option. You may have it right now, no problem. I'm not stopping you. But if you wait for 10 minutes without eating it, keep it for 10 minutes. When I come back and see the marshmallow still in your hand, I'll give you a second one. That's the reward for waiting. So he took the timer, he put it to 10 minutes, and he left it on the table, and he went away. He was not in the room. He went out, and without the students knowing, he was watching. One set of students, they said, forget the 10 minutes, forget the timer, and they ate it up. They enjoyed it. They were satisfied. The second group of children, they said, yes, we have to wait. But they kept looking at the marshmallow. They kept looking at the timer. When will the 10 minutes pass? And then they smelled the marshmallow. They turned it round. They put it on the table again. They picked it up. They were sort of, you can imagine, they were frustrated. They were impatient, but they waited. The third group of children had no problem. They said, okay, we have to wait, we'll wait. They put the marshmallow on the table and focused their minds elsewhere, and they were comfortable. And when the timer rang, the psychologist came in and he saw the children. He said, okay, those who have, he dispersed the class. They all left. Now, the children had to wait for 10 minutes. But the psychologist, he waited for 10 years and more. What did he wait for? After that long period of time, he again went and met these children. He kept a record of where they were and what they were doing. Again, he went and met these children. And what he saw was amazing. The first group of children who had instant gratification, immediately ate it up. They were poor achievers. They didn't do that well wherever they were, school or college or work or wherever. The second group of children who did wait, but with a little impatience, they were medium achievers. And the third group, you all know, they were super achievers. So this is a grand result that he got from his experiment. Okay, later on now you can Google and see marshmallow experiment. There's a lot of controversy on it. Who did it? Why did he do it? What is the meaning? What type of children did he address, and where did they go for higher study? Oh, but that is all beside the point for us. That is for his dissertation. But for us, in the Guru story, the fourth boy, he had no patience. He had no mind control. on the way, quietly, he opened his casket, and whatever little thing was in it, the butterfly or the moth, or whatever, it flew away. So when he gave it to the Guru, there was nothing in the box. The other three, delayed gratification, this boy, instant gratification. Similarly, in this story, they are so similar, the two experiments. This is modern experiment. And what they found was uh, this kind of experiment, they came to the conclusion that what is necessary is self-control, mind control, willpower, patience, you name it. Any good universal value, if we possess, we can achieve so many things in life. It's not only for students, as I told you in the beginning, it applies to all of us, all ages, all men or women, rich or poor. For everybody, what we should have to face life is mind control and patience. These days, instant gratification, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, two blue strokes. Yes, she has seen my message, but she's not answered. You want instant feedback, everything instant. We are at this age, we are also into it, leave alone the youngsters. So this gratification, instant gratification does not help in the long run. So that is a beautiful message they got from these two stories. Now there's a lot of discussion you can do on this. Olden days, we used to send a postcard or an air letter to somebody in another town. It would take 2 days to reach there. And then they would reply, it will come to us after another 2-3 days. We had no problem waiting. But now everything is instant, and that is not going to be good in the long run. That is what that ancient story as well as this modern story tells us. Now I leave it for discussion.
Okay, thank you so much.
Anybody wants to ask anything?
Yeah, I really loved the two stories as parallels. I think that if you were going to present it, that you would want to stick with the two stories and not the interpretation, because people will come to their own truth about it. And when you told the first story, I was like, but she didn't explain about the box. And I don't get the box. I'm going to ask her to explain about the box. So then you went on to this other story, and then you went back to the box, and I got the box. But all the stuff in between, I mean, you can say about that there was this experiment done, and you can mention that, you found them as a parallel, but don't, well, I would not suggest, okay, it's up to you what you want to do, but I think it's a much stronger story if you don't tell people how to view it, what the learning is, what the lesson is, because the stories stand on their own. I also want you to know you work very well with props. I saw the butterfly come out. I saw the moth come out, and even the timer. And so to me, some people don't work well with props, and that was really great. When you're doing the marshmallow one, I saw moments. You might want to build a little bit moment of, because you were saying, looked at the marshmallow and, and then somebody just put it aside. Those were really helpful because you got to see what was going on for the kids. And even telling us that he was watching, and then the fast forward to the end result. But I think all the what to me would strengthen it is to remove your discussion about it. Like, just stick with the stories because you tell them so well, and they really are truly a parallel to each other. And it really shares an insight into human beings, I guess, how we follow certain behaviors all the way through our life. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Good ideas you've given.
I was also going to say that only, Indra ma'am, that box and the way you were opening it actually, and the way you described all the three, the dragonfly, the butterfly, the moth, we could actually see it coming out. It was beautiful, and the timer thing was also awesome. So I was actually hoping it would go and that is why you are talking so much, that it will say, and then he will say that okay, the time is up and you can get the second marshmallow.
We all become children. When we are listening to stories, whether you're an adult or a child, if the story is nice, we all enjoy it. And this especially holds for everybody of all ages. You can get plenty of it in the internet about this second story, Marshmallow Experiment. The first one is an ancient one. It might be a legend, I don't know. But the other one is there.
I especially like how the ancient truth is valued today. I like that. I like how you told that, and so what is of old is still relevant today, and you gave it a scientific tilt, which I thought was very interesting, because in Toronto we're doing the Toronto Storytelling Festival right now, and it's about nature, and it's about these old ways that are still relevant today, but science is only catching up now to that relevancy. So I thought that was quite well done. Well done.
Thank you, everybody, for your lovely comments. And especially in this time of pandemic, let us remember we should have all these qualities in us to be able to tide over the very difficult situation, especially India is going through.
Whoops. Somebody's alarm clock. Okay, thank you so much, Indira.